Ladies and gentlemen, today I want you to hear this truth deep within your soul when life comes at you with storms, trials, and moments that threaten to crush your spirit. It is not the end. It is the beginning of God raising you to heights you never imagined. Life has a way of testing our faith, shaking our foundations, and even pushing us to the edge. But understand this. Very force that seems to be breaking you is the same force that will build you, strengthen you, and lift you above every obstacle. When challenges hit, some people fall into despair. They wonder, why me, why now? But I say to you, trials are not designed to destroy you. They are designed to develop you. Every tear, every disappointment, every now you receive is a stepping stone to your breakthrough. God sees what you cannot see, and He has a purpose behind every struggle. You may feel small, weak, and unprepared, but that is exactly where God wants you. Because when you are pressed, you will be stretched. When you are shaken, you will be strengthened. And when you are tested, you will be transformed. What seems like the end is often the very moment your life is about to change forever. Some of you have been through fires you thought would consume you. Some of you have faced rejection, heartbreak, and failure. But hear me today, your breakthrough is not in escaping the storm. It is in trusting God through the storm. He is raising you higher, even when you feel buried. Remember, the higher God lifts you, the more visible your life becomes. Your story, your testimony, your victory will inspire others who are still walking through their battles. So do not despise the trial. Do not fight the process. Do not lose hope. God's timing is perfect and His power is unstoppable. Stand strong, hold fast, and keep your faith unshaken. Because when life tries to break you, God raises you higher. And when He does, no one and nothing can bring you down again. Your struggle is temporary. Your breakthrough is coming, and your elevation is inevitable. Trust the process, embrace the storm, and get ready to rise higher than you ever dreamed possible. Life has a way of testing us. There are moments when we feel crushed under the weight of circumstances, when every door seems closed and every step forward feels impossible. These are the times when it feels as though life itself is conspiring against us. Let me tell you something today. Those very moments are not meant to break you. They are not meant to defeat you. No, these trials, these storms, these obstacles, they are meant to build you. Think about the strongest people, the ones who shine in the face of adversity, the ones whose lives inspire generations. Do you think their path was easy? Absolutely not. Every success you see today was preceded by countless trials, by nights of doubt, by days of struggle. The truth is, trials are the gym of life. Just as a weightlifter cannot become strong without lifting heavy weights, your spirit cannot grow without challenges. Every difficulty, every heartbreak, every setback is a weight that strengthens your character, refines your faith, stretches your soul beyond its current limits. When life tries to break you, it is testing not your defeat, but your determination. It is examining not how fast you fall, but how resiliently you rise. It is in these moments of trial that your inner strength is forged. You see, storm is not your enemy. It is your teacher. The struggle is not your punishment. It is your preparation. Pain you endure is not in vain. It is building a foundation for the greatness that lies ahead. Consider the metaphor of a tree. When a tree faces strong winds, it bends but does not break. Those very winds strengthen its roots, forcing it to grow deeper and stronger than it would have in calm weather. In the same way, life's challenges force you to dig deeper into your faith, to rely more fully on your courage, and to discover reserves of strength you never knew existed. Trials push you out of comfort, push you beyond complacency, push you into the person you were created to be. Many people make the mistake of seeing trials as purely negative. They look at their struggles and think, why me? What did I do to deserve this? But that perspective is limited. Trials are not punishments. They are invitations. They invite you to rise, to grow, and to embrace a higher version of yourself. When life seems unbearable, when the night feels too dark, when the pressure seems too great, remember this: what you are experiencing is temporary, but the person you are becoming is permanent. Every trial you face, every challenge you endure, every obstacle you overcome is shaping you for the life you were destined to live. Think about a diamond. Diamond begins as a piece of carbon buried deep beneath the earth. It is subjected to unimaginable heat and pressure over time. If that pressure were removed, the carbon would remain ordinary, but under the right conditions, under the right trial, that carbon is transformed into something brilliant, something rare, something priceless. You too are under pressure. You too are in the process of being refined. Your trials are shaping you into a masterpiece, a beacon, a light that will shine brightly for the world to see. It is also in trials that we discover our true faith. Faith is not tested when life is easy. Faith is tested when everything around you seems to be falling apart. Faith grows when you walk through the fire and refuse to be burned. Faith strengthens when you are knocked down and yet rise again time and time again. Every trial you endure with trust, patience, perseverance deepens your relationship with the divine and reveals to you the power within yourself. Furthermore, trials teach us humility and empathy. When life is smooth and effortless, it is easy to become prideful or disconnected from the struggles of others. But when you experience hardship, you gain a deeper understanding of the human condition. You begin to see the pain and struggles of others with compassion. You develop a heart that can comfort, encourage, and uplift. Your trials, while difficult, make you not only stronger, but also wiser and more compassionate. Do not despise the season of struggle. Do not fight the process. Do not wish for life to spare you from the pain. Embrace it. Learn from it, grow through it, because every trial carries a lesson, every setback carries an opportunity, and every storm carries a blessing disguised in disguise. The most powerful people in history were not those who avoided adversity. They were those who faced it, endured it, allowed it to shape them into the leaders, visionaries, and pioneers they were destined to become. Remember, life does not waste pain. Every tear you shed waters the seeds of your future success. Every challenge you overcome builds the foundation for your breakthrough. Every obstacle you navigate equips you with the strength, wisdom, and resilience needed for the next level of your journey. Trials are not the end. They are the beginning of something greater. So when life comes at you with trials, when the weight of the world seems unbearable, lift your head and hold your heart high. Stand firm in your faith, embrace the challenge, and trust that you are being built, not broken. Know this with certainty. The same hand that allows the trial is the hand that will guide you through it. The same power that permits the storm is the power that will bring you to victory. Trials are not to break you. They are to build you. They are the anvil on which your spirit is forged, the wind that lifts your wings, and the fire that purifies your soul. Your life is not defined by the hardships you face, but by how you rise above them. Rise strong, rise steadfast, rise unshakable. And when you do, you will not only survive, you will thrive. You will not only endure, you will inspire. You will not only live, you will rise higher than you ever dreamed possible. Life is full of storms. Sometimes they come quietly, a subtle whisper of challenges that slowly chip away at our peace. Other times they arrive violently, thunder and lightning crashing into every corner of our lives, leaving us shaken, scared, and unsure of how we will survive. These storms may come in the form of financial struggles, broken relationships, lost opportunities, illness, or disappointments that pierce the heart. No one is immune to them. Every human being at some point faces seasons of uncertainty, fear, and chaos. Here is the truth that must settle deep within your soul. No storm is greater than your faith. Faith is the anchor that keeps you steady when everything around you is in turmoil. Faith is the rope that holds you to the divine, even when the waves of life threaten to pull you under. Faith is the light that shines in the darkness, the compass that guides you when the path seems lost, strength that enables you to stand when everything inside you is tempted to give up. When life rages, it is easy to be consumed by fear. It is easy to focus on the wind and the waves and forget the one who controls the sea. But faith reminds you that there is a hand higher than the storm, power stronger than the chaos, and a presence that is unshakable. Faith is not the absence of storms. It is the assurance that you will survive them, confidence that you will rise above them, and the conviction that even in the most difficult circumstances, you are not alone. Think about the anchor on a ship. When the ocean is calm, the anchor is unnoticed, seemingly unnecessary. But when the storm hits, when the waves crash and the winds howl, the anchor becomes the most valuable tool of all. It keeps the vessel from drifting, from being destroyed, from losing its way. In the same way, your faith is that anchor. When life is smooth, you may not feel the need for it. You may even take it for granted. But when the storms come, your faith is what holds you steady. It keeps you grounded, secure, and unwavering. Faith is not passive. It is not a quiet hope that things will get better on their own. True faith is active. It is a choice to trust, to believe, to act in alignment with what you know to be true. Even when circumstances scream otherwise, faith says, I may not understand, I may not see the full picture, but I trust the one who holds it all in his hands. It is a declaration of confidence in the midst of confusion, proclamation of hope in the face of despair, and a commitment to perseverance when everything around you is urging you to quit. The storms of life are inevitable, but being overwhelmed by them is not. You can choose to anchor yourself in faith. You can choose to hold fast to what is unchanging while the world around you shifts and shakes. Faith allows you to see beyond the present struggle. It gives you eyes to envision a future that is better, brighter, and filled with promise. It gives you the courage to keep moving forward, even when the journey is long and the path is uncertain. Faith also transforms the way we respond to adversity. When we face trials without faith, we panic, we despair, and we often make decisions driven by fear rather than wisdom. But when faith is your anchor, storms no longer dictate your actions. They become opportunities to demonstrate courage, to grow in resilience, and to deepen your trust in the divine. Storms do not disappear. Your perspective changes. You realize that no matter how fierce the winds, no matter how high the waves, your foundation remains secure because it rests on something eternal, unshakable, and faithful. Consider the story of a tree standing firm in the middle of a hurricane. The wind howls, the rain lashes down, and branches are torn away, but the tree does not uproot itself. Why? Because its roots run deep. They anchor it to the earth. In the same way, your faith roots you in truth, love, and divine promise. The deeper your faith, the stronger your roots, and the more resilient you become in the face of life's storms. The storms may bend you, they may test you, they may challenge you, but they cannot destroy you. Faith is also a source of peace. It is the calm that exists in the center of chaos, quiet confidence that no matter what happens, you are being held and guided. Peace does not come from controlling the storm or from avoiding difficulty. It comes from trusting the one who controls everything. Faith allows you to navigate turbulent times with a heart that is steady, a mind that is clear, and a spirit that is unshaken. It allows you to face the storm without fear because you know that you are not facing it alone. Moreover, faith inspires hope, not wishful thinking, but deep, unwavering hope. Hope that the morning will come, hope that the storm will pass, hope that you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more equipped than before. When your faith is strong, hope becomes unbreakable. You understand that setbacks are temporary, that trials have a purpose. Every challenge carries within it the seed of victory. Faith and hope together create a resilience that no storm can overcome. Finally, faith is not just for surviving the storm, it is for thriving beyond it. It allows you to look back at the challenges you endured and recognize how they strengthened you, shaped you, and prepared you for the next level of your life. Faith transforms suffering into growth, pain into purpose, and trials into triumph. It is the bridge between where you are and where you are destined to go. Anchor that keeps you steady until you reach the shore of your breakthrough. So when the storms come, and they will, do not panic, do not despair. Anchor yourself in faith, trust in the unseen, believe in the impossible, and hold fast to what you know is true. Stand firm, keep your eyes on the horizon, and remember that your faith is stronger than any wave, deeper than any ocean, and unshakable by any storm. Let your faith be the anchor that keeps you steady, the light that guides you through darkness, and the force that carries you to victory. No storm lasts forever, no night remains eternal, and no challenge is stronger than the one who holds you. Faith is your anchor during storms. Faith keeps you steady. Faith keeps you safe. Faith keeps you moving forward. And when you rise above the storm, when the clouds part and the sun shines again, you will see clearly that your faith carried you through, your hope sustained you, and your trust in the divine brought you safely to shore. Is full of moments that challenge us, moments that hurt, moments that seem unbearable. Pain is inevitable. No one is exempt from it. At some point, every person will face trials that shake them to their core, heartbreaks that leave them questioning, losses that make them wonder if they can ever rise again. Here is a truth that every person who has walked through difficulty knows: pain is not meaningless. Pain is not the end. Pain is the starting point of something greater. Pain precedes purpose. When you are in the midst of suffering, it is easy to ask, why me? Why now? What is the point of this? These are natural questions, and it is normal to feel overwhelmed. But let me tell you today, every trial, every struggle, every heartbreak has a purpose. Pain is not designed to destroy you. It is designed to prepare you. It is the precursor to your calling, teacher that equips you for the mission that lies ahead, and the refining fire that shapes you into the person you were meant to become. Think about the caterpillar. For a long time, it crawls along the ground, limited in movement, seemingly ordinary and insignificant. Then comes the struggle. Caterpillar enters the cocoon, confined, pressed, and transformed. It feels the pain of transformation, the restriction, the intense pressure. But on the other side of that struggle emerges a butterfly, beautiful and free, soaring to heights it could never have reached as a caterpillar. The pain was necessary for the purpose. Without the struggle, the transformation would never occur. Without the pressure, the greatness would never be revealed. In life, your pain is like that cocoon. It may feel confining, unbearable, and lonely. You may feel trapped by circumstances, misunderstood by others, and burdened by responsibilities. You may question your path and even doubt your worth. But all of these trials are shaping you, molding you, preparing you for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. The pain is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the instrument that God, the universe, or life itself uses to refine your character, clarify your vision, and strengthen your resolve. Many people try to avoid pain. They run from it, numb it, ignore it, hoping that if they can escape suffering, they can escape the discomfort of growth. But avoiding pain often means avoiding purpose. Growth requires discomfort, purpose requires perseverance, and transformation requires trials. Every setback, every failure, every tear you shed is a step toward the person you are destined to become. The very challenges that feel unbearable are the very lessons you need to unlock your potential. Consider the lives of those who achieved greatness. Every person who has made a mark on the world has endured pain before purpose. Every inventor, every leader, every pioneer has faced failure, rejection, and struggle. They experience moments of doubt, of despair, of questioning their worth and ability. Yet they endured, they persevered. And on the other side of their trials, they discovered their calling, their purpose, and their power. Pain was the bridge that led them to their destiny. Pain also builds empathy and compassion. When you experience suffering, you gain insight into the struggles of others. You learn to walk with people in their pain, to listen with understanding, and to offer support from a place of authentic experience. Purpose is not only about achievement, it is about impact. And often, the deepest impact comes from those who have walked through the fire themselves. Your pain gives you the ability to connect with, inspire, and uplift others. It prepares you to serve in ways that ease the suffering of those around you. Pain teaches resilience. It teaches you to rise when you fall, to move forward when the path seems blocked, and to believe when hope seems distant. Every trial you endure strengthens your spirit, deepens your character, and expands your capacity to handle the responsibilities of your calling. Purpose demands resilience. Without the lessons learned from pain, we are ill prepared for the challenges that accompany greatness. Pain is the classroom, and purpose is the graduation. Furthermore, pain clarifies priorities. When life hurts, it forces you to reflect on what truly matters, strips away superficial concerns, distractions, and illusions. It sharpens your focus, owns your goals, and aligns your heart with what is meaningful. Pain reveals what is essential. It exposes where your faith, values, and strength lie. And once you emerge on the other side, you are not the same. you are wiser, stronger, and more determined to fulfill your purpose. Pain also strengthens faith. It teaches trust, patience, and surrender. When you cannot control the circumstances, when you cannot fix the broken pieces, faith becomes the anchor. It reminds you that there is a greater plan, a higher power, and a vision beyond what your eyes can see. Pain draws you closer to your inner strength and to the source of your purpose. It reminds you that even in suffering, you are not alone, and that your trials are paving the way for something extraordinary. Purpose does not eliminate the pain, but it transforms it. The trials you endure become the fuel for your success, the foundation for your mission, the story that inspires others. When you look back on the hardships you have overcome, you will see that they were never wasted. Every struggle, every tear, every challenge was a building block for your destiny. Pain precedes purpose because greatness requires preparation. Preparation requires growth through struggle. So when life hurts, and it will, do not despair. Do not give up. Do not question your worth. Embrace the pain. Lean into it. Allow it to teach you, shape you, and prepare you. Trust that on the other side of your suffering lies a purpose greater than you can imagine. Remember, diamonds are created under pressure, and your purpose is revealed through perseverance. Pain is temporary, but the purpose it prepares you for is eternal. The storms you endure today are shaping the victories of tomorrow. The heartbreaks, failures, trials you face are not the end. They are the beginning of a journey toward your calling. Pain precedes purpose. Every challenge you overcome is evidence that you are being prepared for something extraordinary. Do not run from pain. Do not fear it. Do not despise it. Embrace it, endure it, and allow it to guide you to the purpose that awaits. Your life is not defined by the pain you experience, but by how you respond to it. Stand firm, rise above, and trust that every struggle is a stepping stone to your destiny. Pain precedes purpose. Your purpose is worth every hardship endured, every tear shed, and every battle fought. Step into your purpose. Rise through your pain. Let your story become a testimony of triumph for the world to see. Life has a way of placing us under pressure. Sometimes it comes as quiet, relentless weight, a slow grind that tests our patience, resolve, and perseverance. Other times it comes suddenly and overwhelmingly, like a storm that seems determined to break us. Pressure is unavoidable. Every human being will face moments where circumstances push, stretch, and challenge them beyond what they believe they can handle. But here's the truth that will transform the way you see every challenge. Pressure produces strength. Think about the strongest steel, the most resilient diamonds, and the deepest roots of the tallest trees. None of them reach their full potential without pressure. Steel is forged in the fire, bent and hammered until it becomes strong enough to withstand great weight. Diamonds are formed under immense heat and crushing force over time. Trees grow deep roots because the wind pushes against them, forcing them to anchor themselves more securely. Nature itself teaches us that growth, resilience, and strength are born in the midst of pressure. The same is true for human beings. Pressure tests our character. It exposes our weaknesses, our fears, and our limitations. But it also reveals our hidden strengths, our courage, and our determination. When life presses against us, we discover what we are truly made of. We realize that we can endure more than we imagined, that we are capable of rising above challenges that once seemed impossible. Every pressure-filled moment is an opportunity for growth, chance to develop mental toughness, emotional resilience, and spiritual strength. It is important to understand that pressure is not punishment. Often, when we feel the weight of responsibilities, expectations, or challenges, we think that life is being unfair. We question why the burden is on us, why the circumstances are so difficult, and why the path feels so steep. But pressure is not meant to break you. It is meant to build you. It is the mechanism through which strength is developed, endurance is tested, and greatness is prepared. Without pressure, you would never grow, never stretch, never discover the full capacity of your potential. Consider the athlete who trains tirelessly for a competition. Every intense workout, every disciplined repetition, and every moment of physical and mental strain is pressure. The athlete feels the burn in their muscles, the fatigue in their body, the strain in their mind. But all of this is preparation. All of this is building strength. When the moment comes to perform, pressure endured in practice allows them to excel under real competition. Life works in the same way. The pressures you face today are preparing you for the victories, responsibilities, and challenges of tomorrow. Pressure also teaches patience. Strength is rarely instantaneous. Just as it takes time for steel to be tempered, diamonds to be formed, and trees to grow deep roots, it takes time for human strength to develop. When you are under pressure, it may feel uncomfortable, unfair, and overwhelming. You may be tempted to give up, take shortcuts, or to abandon the path. But patience is part of the process. Enduring pressure with faith, perseverance, and integrity is what develops the strength that lasts. Quick fixes do not produce lasting resilience. Only sustained endurance under pressure produces true strength. Pressure produces strength not only in our abilities, but also in our character. It shapes our integrity, molds our determination, teaches us the value of resilience. When we face difficult circumstances, we are forced to make choices that define who we are. Will we respond with fear, anger, or despair? Or will we respond with courage, faith, and determination? Pressure strips away the superficial and reveals the core of who we truly are. The strength that emerges from pressure is not just physical or mental. It is spiritual, emotional, and moral. One of the greatest lessons about pressure is that it often comes with a purpose. The very situations that feel unbearable, the responsibilities that feel overwhelming, and the challenges that seem impossible are preparing you for something greater. Pressure equips you with the tools, insights, and resilience necessary to handle future opportunities. It strengthens your mind to think clearly under stress, your heart to persevere through adversity, and your spirit to remain unshaken in uncertainty. Strength gained under pressure is permanent. It becomes a part of your character, your identity, and your life story. It is also important to recognize that pressure is relative. What feels like an insurmountable challenge to one person may be an opportunity for growth for another. Strength comes not from avoiding pressure, but from embracing it. Every time you face a challenge and rise above it, you gain confidence, resilience, and experience. You learn that pressure is not an enemy, but an ally, a force that drives you to push beyond limitations, to think creatively, to develop endurance. The greater the pressure, the greater the potential strength that emerges. Pressure produces strength because it forces action. When life presses against us, we are compelled to respond. We cannot remain passive, indifferent, or stagnant. We must adapt, adjust, and rise to meet the challenge. This way, pressure is an instrument of progress. It pushes us out of comfort, stretches our capabilities, and reveals the strength we never knew we had. Every struggle faced, every obstacle overcome, every difficult decision made under pressure adds to our capacity to endure, to lead, and to succeed. Moreover, pressure strengthens faith. In moments of uncertainty, fear, and trial, we are reminded to lean on something greater than ourselves. When we feel the weight of responsibility or the burden of difficulty, faith becomes the anchor that keeps us steady. Strength developed under pressure is not only about personal power, it is about reliance on a higher source, a deeper understanding, the ability to trust in the process even when the outcome is unclear. The combination of pressure and faith produces resilience that is unshakable, unwavering, and enduring. Nothing significant in life is achieved without pressure. Every meaningful accomplishment, every breakthrough, every moment of growth involves challenges that demand effort, endurance, and determination. Pressure is inevitable, but it is not a curse. It is a gift. It is the fire that tempers your courage, the weight that develops your strength, and the test that prepares you for excellence. The storms you face, the responsibilities you carry, and the challenges you encounter are not meant to defeat you. They are meant to strengthen you. So when you feel pressed, overwhelmed, or stretched beyond your limits, remember this pressure produces strength. Do not shrink from it. Do not resist it, and do not fear it. Embrace it. Lean into it. Allow it to teach you, mold you, and transform you. The weight you carry today is shaping the power you will wield tomorrow. The challenges you endure are preparing you for triumph. The trials you face are building endurance that will serve you for the rest of your life. Strength under pressure is not optional, it is necessary. It is what enables you to rise above adversity, persevere through challenges, and achieve greatness. Every time life presses against you, let it remind you that your potential is being revealed, your resilience is being tested, and your character is being forged. Stand firm, trust the process, and embrace the pressure. Pressure produces strength. The fire you endure today will forge the courage, resilience, and fortitude you need tomorrow. The weight you feel now is building the power you will carry into every area of your life. The challenges before you are shaping the strength within you. Rise through pressure. Endure with faith. Embrace the struggle. Watch as the strength developed under pressure transforms your life into something extraordinary. Life often feels like a series of waiting rooms. We wait for opportunities, for breakthroughs, for relationships, for promotions, for healing, or for answers to our prayers. And in those waiting moments, it is easy to feel impatient, frustrated, or even discouraged. We look at others who seem to be moving ahead effortlessly and wonder why our lives are not unfolding in the same way. Here is the truth that must settle deep in your soul. God's timing is perfect. There is a divine clock that operates beyond our understanding. It is not based on our schedules, our desires, or our impatience. It is not hurried by our prayers, nor delayed by our mistakes. God's timing aligns perfectly with our growth, our readiness, and our purpose. What we may perceive as delay or setback is often a preparation period, a time in which God is shaping us, teaching us, and positioning us for the exact moment when His plan will come to fruition. Waiting is not wasted. It is a season of preparation when we trust in God's time and we understand that every delay, every pause, and every not yet is intentional. It is not arbitrary. It is not punished guidance. It is the hand of the divine moving behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances, aligning resources, and arranging connections in ways that we cannot see but will later understand. God's timing ensures that everything falls into place in perfect order, perfect moment, and for the perfect purpose. Think about the seed planted in the soil. It does not sprout immediately. It takes time for the roots to establish, for nutrients to be absorbed, and for the environment to be ready. If the seed grew too soon, it would not survive. Waited too long, it would wither. But in the perfect timing, the seed sprouts, grows, and bears fruit. In the same way, the events in our lives unfold according to divine timing. What is meant for us will come, not too early, not too late, but precisely when it is intended. One of the hardest lessons about God's timing is learning patience. Patience is not simply about waiting, it is about how we wait. It is about trusting the process, believing in the unseen, and maintaining faith even when circumstances seem contrary. Patience in God's timing is an exercise in trust, resilience, and surrender. It is choosing to believe that even though we do not see the full picture, the one who holds all things knows exactly what is best for us. We live in a world that values instant gratification. We are conditioned to want immediate results, quick answers, and rapid progress. But God's timing does not operate according to human standards. It operates according to divine wisdom, foresight, and purpose. Sometimes what we desire may arrive too soon, before we are ready. Other times, what we need may arrive just in time to change the course of our lives. When we understand that God's timing is perfect, we stop rushing, stop forcing, stop trying to manipulate outcomes that are already in motion. Trusting God's timing also requires faith in His plan. There will be moments when we cannot see why things are delayed or why circumstances are challenging. There will be moments when life seems unfair, when doors close, when opportunities are postponed, or when prayers appear unanswered. But these are not signs of absence. They are part of the preparation. God is orchestrating events behind the scenes, aligning resources, and positioning people in ways that we cannot yet comprehend. Faith allows us to rest in the assurance that what is meant for us will not pass us by. The Bible teaches us that there is a season for everything. There's a time to plant, a time to harvest, a time to weep, and a time to rejoice. This principle applies to every area of our lives. Our careers, relationships, finances, spiritual growth, and personal development all unfold according to a divine timetable. When we learn to wait on God's timing, we avoid premature decisions, wasted effort, and unnecessary setbacks. We move forward with confidence, knowing that when the moment comes, we will be ready. God's timing is perfect because it considers our growth, our readiness, and our capacity to handle what is coming. Sometimes we are ready for a blessing or an opportunity in our minds, but not in our character. Sometimes we desire something. We are not yet equipped to receive it or use it wisely. God's timing ensures that when the blessing arrives, we are prepared to handle it with maturity, wisdom, and gratitude. The delay is not a denial, it is a preparation for greatness. Waiting on God's timing also strengthens our character, develops perseverance, patience, and resilience. It teaches us to rely not on our own understanding, but on a higher wisdom. It deepens our faith, strengthens our hope, and increases our gratitude. When we see the timing unfold perfectly, we realize that the waiting period was essential. It was in the waiting that we grew, learned, and became the person capable of receiving the fullness of what was promised. One of the most beautiful aspects of God's timing is that it is perfect for impact. When something arrives at the right moment, its effects are multiplied. Relationships, opportunities, breakthroughs, and blessings all have the greatest impact when they occur in divine timing. What may seem like a delay is often the alignment of circumstances for maximum effect. God's timing ensures that our lives are not only fulfilled, but also effective in ways that glorify Him and bless others. Do not be discouraged by delays. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. Do not rush, force, or manipulate your path. Instead, cultivate patience, trust, and faith. Understand that God's timing is perfect, even when it seems slow, even when it seems unclear, and even when it challenges your understanding. The right moment will come, the right person will appear, the right opportunity will arrive, the right breakthrough will happen. And when it does, it will be unmistakably perfect, precisely for you and exactly what you need. So when you are waiting, trust the timing. When life seems uncertain, believe in the plan. When you feel impatient, remember that God's timing is never late. It is perfect. Stand firm in faith, remain steadfast in hope, and continue moving forward with integrity, preparation, and patience. Your season will come. Your breakthrough will arrive. Your moment will unfold. And when it does, it will be everything you need, exactly when you need it. God's timing is perfect. Not too early, not too late, not random, but perfect. When we learn to trust this timing, we experience life with peace, confidence, and unwavering faith, knowing that everything is unfolding according to a plan, is greater than our understanding and better than anything we could imagine. Life often tests our patience, determination, and resolve. It presents challenges that seem insurmountable, obstacles that appear impossible to overcome, moments that tempt us to give up. At times, it feels like every effort is met with resistance, every step forward is met with setbacks, every dream we chase seems just out of reach. In those moments when exhaustion sets in and discouragement looms, it is easy to wonder if it is even worth continuing. But let me tell you today, breakthroughs emerge from persistence. Persistence is the secret ingredient in the recipe for success. It is the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who abandon them at the first sign of difficulty. Persistence is not about avoiding failure. It is about refusing to be defeated by it. It is not about instant results. It is about steady, unwavering effort in the face of adversity. Breakthroughs do not happen by chance or luck. They happened because someone refused to give up, kept pressing forward, and remained committed to their purpose despite the obstacles. Think about the most successful people in history. Every one of them faced setbacks, disappointments, and challenges. They experienced rejection, failure, and criticism. But the common thread in their stories is persistence. They kept going when it would have been easier to quit. They kept believing when it would have been easier to give up. They kept taking steps forward even when the path was unclear. Their persistence transformed struggle into strength, difficulty into opportunity, delay into destiny. Persistence is fueled by vision. When you have a clear purpose and a compelling reason for your effort, you are more likely to keep going even when it feels hard. Vision is the light that guides you through the darkness, the map that directs you when the path seems uncertain, and the motivation that keeps your feet moving when your spirit feels weary. When your goals are aligned with your purpose, persistence becomes not just an option, but a necessity. You cannot stop. because stopping would mean abandoning what you were created to accomplish. Breakthroughs often occur when we least expect them, at the moment we feel like giving up. That is why persistence is so critical. You may be closer to your breakthrough than you realize. Every effort you have made, every lesson you have learned, every failure you have endured is preparing you for the moment when doors will open, barriers will fall, and opportunities will appear. Persistence allows you to reach that moment. Giving up ensures you never see it. Consider the story of a farmer planting seeds. The farmer does not give up when it rains too much, when it rains too little, or when the sun is harsh. He continues to water, to tend, to nurture the crops day by day, trusting that growth is taking place even when it is invisible. Eventually, the seeds sprout, the plants flourish, harvest comes. Persistence works in the same way. Consistent effort, repeated action, unwavering commitment produce results over time, even when progress is not immediately visible. Persistence also teaches resilience. Each time you push through adversity, you develop the strength to handle the next challenge. Each time you refuse to quit, you expand your capacity to endure. Breakthroughs are rarely the result of a single action. They are the culmination of countless efforts, repeated attempts, and lessons learned from mistakes. Every failure is a step forward. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, and every challenge is a chance to strengthen your resolve. Persistence transforms setbacks into stepping stones, difficulties into direction, and struggles into strategies for success. Faith is an essential companion to persistence. There will be times when your efforts seem fruitless, when progress feels slow, and when the outcome is uncertain. Faith allows you to continue despite doubt, to move forward despite fear, and to act with confidence even when results are unseen. Persistence guided by faith is unstoppable because it is anchored not in circumstances but in trust. It believes that the work you are doing, the effort you are putting forth, and the commitment you are maintaining are all contributing to a greater purpose that will reveal itself in time. Breakthroughs are often delayed for a reason. Sometimes we are not ready for success when we first pursue it. Sometimes the lessons we need to learn, the skills we need to acquire, or the character we need to develop take time. Persistence ensures that when the moment of breakthrough arrives, we are prepared to handle it with wisdom, maturity, and gratitude. Without persistence, we may never reach the point of readiness. Opportunities that are meant for us may pass by. Persistence also cultivates creativity and innovation. When the first approach does not work, persistent people search for another way. They adapt, they learn, they improve. Breakthroughs are often found in the willingness to try again, to think differently, and to refuse to accept no as the final answer. The act of persisting forces us to stretch our minds, expand our skills, develop new strategies, abilities that are essential for long-term success. Moreover, persistence inspires others. When people see someone refusing to give up, pressing through difficulty, and maintaining faith in the midst of struggle, they are motivated to do the same. Your persistence can create a ripple effect, encouraging and uplifting those around you. Breakthroughs are not only personal victories, they often become testimonies that empower others to pursue their own goals, endure their own struggles, and trust in the power of persistence. It is also important to recognize that persistence requires discipline. It is easy to be motivated when circumstances are favorable, but true persistence shines in the face of difficulty. Discipline is the commitment to continue, even when you do not feel like it. Discipline is the refusal to allow temporary discomfort to derail long-term goals. Breakthroughs are often the result of disciplined effort, repeated consistently over time. Small, persistent actions accumulate, and eventually they produce extraordinary results. Finally, persistence produces not just achievement, but character. It strengthens patience, builds resilience, deepens wisdom. It teaches us to trust the process, embrace challenges, and remain steadfast when others may falter. The strength gained from persistence extends beyond the immediate goal. It equips us for future endeavors, relationships, and opportunities. Persistence is the bridge that connects dreams to reality, struggle to triumph, and effort to excellence. So when life feels difficult, when progress seems slow, when obstacles appear overwhelming, remember this: breakthroughs emerge from persistence. Do not give up. Do not lose hope. Do not abandon your purpose. Keep pressing forward, keep trusting the process, and keep putting in the work, even when it feels unseen or unappreciated. Every effort, every challenge overcome, and every step forward is bringing you closer to your breakthrough. Your persistence today shapes the victories of tomorrow. Your steadfast effort builds the foundation for long-term success. Your unwavering commitment ensures that when the moment comes, you will be ready to receive the breakthrough that is waiting for you. Stand firm, keep going, and trust that breakthroughs emerge from persistence, not luck, timing, not chance, but persistent, determined, faithful effort. Persistence is power. Persistence is progress. Persistence is the pathway to your purpose. Press on, hold fast, and watch as your persistence transforms obstacles into opportunities, struggles into strength, determination into undeniable breakthrough. Life has a way of challenging us in ways we never expect. Just when we think we have everything under control, life throws a curveball. Opportunities we hoped for slip away. Relationships we relied on falter. Plans we meticulously crafted fall apart. In those moments, it is natural to feel discouraged, defeated, and overwhelmed. Setbacks are painful, they are humbling. They shake our confidence and test our resolve. Here is a truth you must embrace. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Setbacks are not the end of your story. They are the prelude to a greater chapter. They are not signs of failure. They are signs of preparation. Life does not take you backward to punish you. It takes you backward to reposition you. Every obstacle, every disappointment, every challenge is strategically placed to prepare you for a greater breakthrough, to redirect you toward your destiny, to strengthen you for the journey ahead. Think about the most inspiring stories of triumph. Every individual who achieved greatness experienced setbacks. Every entrepreneur, every leader, every pioneer faced moments of doubt, failure, and defeat. But the difference between those who succeeded and those who gave up was perspective. Those who succeeded understood that setbacks were not permanent. They knew that temporary failure was not final failure. They saw setbacks as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to rise even higher. Setback is like a spring being compressed. The pressure may feel heavy, uncomfortable, and overwhelming. But the very compression stores energy, building force for a powerful release. When the moment is right, the spring rebounds with momentum far greater than it had before. Life works in a similar way. The challenges you face today, the obstacles that weigh you down, are building the energy, resilience, and wisdom that will propel you into your comeback. Setbacks teach invaluable lessons. They teach humility, patience, and perseverance. They teach us to evaluate our decisions, adjust our strategies, and strengthen our foundations. Often, the greatest breakthroughs come after reflection, learning, and adjustment following a setback. Without the lessons learned from difficulty, we may repeat the same mistakes or fail to recognize opportunities. Setbacks are a classroom in which we acquire the knowledge, skills, and insight necessary for future success. Consider the example of a farmer whose crops failed due to drought or storm. The initial disappointment may feel devastating, but with careful planning, learning from the mistakes, and adapting to the environment, the farmer can plant again, grow stronger crops, and enjoy a more abundant harvest. Similarly, in life, setbacks are opportunities to recalibrate, to grow stronger, and to position ourselves for a greater victory. Setbacks also reveal inner strength. Circumstances push us to our limits. We discover the depths of our resilience, courage, and determination. We find resources within ourselves that we did not know existed. Trials we face expose our capacity to endure and show us that we are capable of far more than we imagine. Every setback endured, every challenge overcome, every obstacle navigated adds to our strength and prepares us for the comeback that is waiting on the horizon. Faith and mindset play a critical role in turning setbacks into setups. When we maintain faith, faith in ourselves, faith in our purpose, faith in a higher plan, we see setbacks not as permanent defeat, but as temporary pauses. The mind that interprets setbacks as opportunities creates momentum. Focus and determination. Your comeback begins not when circumstances change, but when your mindset shifts. The belief that this setback is preparing you for something greater ignites persistence, motivation, and creativity. Setbacks are also powerful teachers of patience. Many of us want results immediately. We want breakthroughs without the struggles, victories without the effort, success without the trials. But life does not operate on our timetable. Every delay, every disappointment, every failure is part of a divine process that ensures when your comeback arrives, it is complete, meaningful, and transformative. Patience allows us to trust the timing of our comeback and to use the waiting period wisely. Moreover, setbacks develop character. They strengthen integrity, deepen empathy, and cultivate wisdom. Success without struggle can leave us unprepared for the responsibilities of achievement. Those who rise from setbacks gain perspective. They understand hardship, appreciate triumph, are equipped to use their experiences to inspire and guide others. Your comeback is not just about achieving goals. It is about becoming the person capable of sustaining, managing, and leveraging the success that follows. Every setback carries a seed of opportunity. The challenge is to recognize it, nurture it, and act on it. Sometimes the setback may close a door you were attached to only to open a window that leads to greater opportunities. Often redirects us to paths we could not see or imagine, and these redirections are often blessings in disguise. Your setback is preparing the ground for the comeback that will transform your life and your purpose. Persistence is key. The journey from setback to comeback requires courage, determination, and unwavering resolve. You will face moments of doubt, fear, and discouragement. The person who refuses to quit, who continues to push forward, and who adapts and grows through challenges will inevitably rise. Setbacks are not permanent. They are temporary conditions designed to strengthen, refine, and position you for your moment of breakthrough. Comeback is sweeter when preceded by a setback. Triumph after struggle carries meaning, depth, and appreciation that instant success can never provide. The struggles you face, the failures you endure, and the obstacles you overcome enhance your victory and magnify your gratitude. When you rise after a fall, your story becomes a testimony, proof that challenges are not the end, but the foundation for something greater. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Not despair. Do not give up. Do not allow temporary defeat to define your destiny. Embrace the lessons, trust the process, and persevere. Know that your comeback is being prepared, and every challenge you endure today is equipping you to rise higher, stronger, and more ready than ever before. Your setbacks do not define you. Your response to them does. Stand tall, keep moving forward, and believe in the power of your comeback. The obstacles you face today are shaping the victories of tomorrow. The failures you experience are preparing the foundation for triumph. The delays you encounter are aligning the timing for breakthrough. Rise from every setback, stronger, wiser, and ready to claim the victory that is already yours. Remember, your setbacks are not endings, they are setups. Your challenges are not barriers, they are stepping stones. Your failures are not final, they are the prelude to your comeback. Keep pressing forward, keep believing, and keep striving. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, and your moment of triumph is closer than you think. Every life carries a story, a unique journey filled with triumphs, trials, victories, and setbacks. Each of us has walked through moments of joy, moments of pain, and moments of uncertainty. Yet, many of us fail to realize the power contained within our own stories. The experiences we endure, the lessons we learn, the strength we cultivate are not meant to remain hidden. Your story, with all its ups and downs, has the power to inspire others, to encourage those who are struggling, and to ignite hope in hearts that are weary and tired. Your story is more than a collection of experiences. It is a testament to resilience. Every time you have risen after falling, every time you have persevered despite obstacles, and every time you have faced fear yet continued forward, you have demonstrated strength. That strength does not belong to you alone. When you share your journey, you provide a roadmap for others who may feel lost, hopeless, or uncertain. You show them that even in the darkest moments, it is possible to rise, to overcome, and to flourish. Many people underestimate the impact of vulnerability. Sharing your struggles, failures, and challenges does not make you weak. It makes you relatable, authentic, and human. When others see that you too have faced hardships and emerged stronger, it inspires them to believe in their own capacity to endure. Your honesty about your struggles can light a path for someone who feels trapped in their own challenges. It can provide the courage for them to take the next step, to persevere through their trials, and to trust that their breakthrough is coming. Think about the stories that have moved humanity throughout history, those stories of triumph over adversity, of ordinary people achieving extraordinary feats, inspired generations. Every great leader, innovator, and pioneer has a story that motivated others to believe that they too could rise above their circumstances. Your story functions in the same way. It carries the potential to influence, to uplift, and to transform lives. You may not realize it, but your journey has lessons embedded within it that someone else desperately needs to hear. Your story also offers hope. There are countless people in the world who are struggling in silence, burdened by challenges that feel impossible to overcome. They may feel alone, overlooked, defeated. When you share how you navigated your own struggles, you provide proof that hope is real, that obstacles are temporary. The human spirit is capable of resilience. Your story reassures others that their current situation is not permanent and that perseverance and faith can lead them to better days. Furthermore, your story teaches lessons. Every setback you experience, every failure you endured, and every challenge you overcame contains wisdom. When you share how you navigated difficulties, solved problems, and persevered through challenges, you offer guidance to others. Your experiences become a source of practical insight and emotional support. Others can learn from your mistakes, gain inspiration from your victories, find courage in the way you handled life's trials. Your story becomes a teacher, guiding others toward growth and resilience. Your story inspires because it demonstrates the power of persistence. People are encouraged not by perfection, but by perseverance. Others witness that you did not give up. Even when the path was difficult, they are motivated to persevere in their own lives. Your story reminds them that setbacks are not the end, that failure is not final, and that every struggle carries within it the seed of a future victory. It shows that triumph is possible even when circumstances seem impossible. Additionally, your story has the power to unite and connect. Humans are naturally drawn to shared experiences. When you share your journey, others find points of connection, empathy, and understanding. Your story reminds them that they are not alone in their struggles, that others have faced similar challenges, and that overcoming adversity is possible. This connection fosters community, support, and encouragement, allowing your story to ripple outward, touching lives far beyond your immediate circle. Your story also reflects hope and faith. Many of the most inspiring stories involve moments when people had to trust in something greater than themselves. Whether it is faith in God, in a higher power, or in their own resilience, your story can illustrate the transformative power of trust, belief, and hope. By sharing how your faith sustained you during difficult times, how hope kept you moving forward, and how perseverance led to breakthroughs, you inspire others to adopt a mindset of belief and determination in their own lives. Remember, your story does not need to be perfect to inspire. It is not the flawless moments, but the struggles, the pain, and the perseverance that resonate with people. The raw, authentic, honest depiction of your journey has the most impact. Others do not need you to have all the answers. They need to see someone who endured, who rose, and who kept moving forward despite the odds. Your story and its authenticity is powerful and transformative. Sharing your story also leaves a legacy. The lessons, inspiration, and hope you provide do not disappear with you. They ripple outward, affecting generations. When you take the courage to speak about your experiences, you plant seeds that others can nurture. Your story becomes part of a chain of encouragement and empowerment, motivating others to rise, persevere, and achieve their own potential. So embrace your story. Reflect on the experiences, both joyful and challenging, that have shaped you. Understand that your journey is not just about you. It is about the people whose lives you can impact through your testimony. Speak your truth, share your lessons, and allow your story to be a beacon of hope and courage. Your experiences are unique, your perspective is valuable, And your journey has the power to inspire. Every obstacle you have faced, every moment of perseverance, every lesson learned, every victory achieved contributes to the narrative that can uplift others. Your story, shared with courage and authenticity, becomes a source of inspiration, hope, and strength. You may never know how many lives are touched by your testimony, but even one life encouraged, one heart lifted, or one spirit renewed is evidence of the power within your story. In conclusion, your story matters. Your journey has purpose. Your experiences have value. Your trials and triumphs have the power to inspire, guide, and uplift. By sharing your story, you create hope, teach lessons, and empower others to rise above their challenges. Stand boldly in your experiences. Embrace your journey. Recognize that your story is not just for you, it is for the world. Your story inspires others, and through it, you have the power to change lives. Life is a journey filled with highs and lows, moments of triumph and moments of trial. Along this journey, one truth stands clear: those who remain faithful, persistent, and steadfast in their purpose are destined for elevation. Elevation is not a matter of chance, coincidence, or human timing. It is a spiritual principle. When faith is consistent, trust is unwavering, and patience is practiced, elevation becomes inevitable. The faithful are raised, lifted, and positioned for their breakthrough, and nothing can prevent the unfolding of that divine promise. Faith is the foundation of elevation. To be faithful is to trust in what is unseen, to hold on when circumstances are difficult, to believe that divine promises are true even when they are not yet visible. It is easy to be faithful when life is smooth, when doors open effortlessly, success seems near. But true faith is proven in the moments of struggle, when hope feels distant, and when challenges seem unending. Elevation comes to those who endure, who persevere, and who remain unwavering in the face of adversity. The path to elevation is rarely immediate. Often, it is preceded by a period of preparation, testing, and refinement. Just as gold is purified in fire, the faithful are strengthened, refined, prepared through trials. These periods of testing may feel difficult and uncomfortable and even overwhelming, yet they are necessary. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, and every moment of perseverance builds the character, wisdom, and strength required to sustain elevation. The faithful do not rise prematurely. They rise at the appointed time, fully equipped and ready to handle the responsibilities of their elevation. Elevation is not measured solely by material success or external recognition. It is also measured by spiritual growth, inner strength, the ability to influence and inspire others. True elevation positions the faithful to fulfill their purpose, impact their communities, and leave a legacy of inspiration. It aligns them with their destiny and opens doors that were previously unreachable. When elevation comes, it is not just personal, it is purposeful, transformative, and far-reaching. Faithful persistence is the key to inevitability. Life may challenge the faithful with delays, disappointments, and discouragements, but those who maintain their commitment, their integrity, their belief in divine timing are the ones who rise. Elevation cannot be rushed, manipulated, forced. It must be earned through steadfastness and unwavering trust. The faithful understand that every setback is temporary, every delay is intentional, every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. This understanding ensures that when elevation occurs, it is lasting and complete. Consider the natural world as an illustration of this principle. Rivers carve valleys over time, mountains rise through gradual geological shifts, seeds planted in the soil eventually blossom into trees. None of these transformations occur instantly. They require time, consistency, and persistence. Similarly, the faithful are elevated gradually, guided by divine timing, and strengthened through every trial they endure. Elevation is inevitable because it is part of the natural order of spiritual growth and divine purpose. Faith also sustains hope, and hope fuels perseverance. Those who remain faithful maintain a vision of the future, even when the present seems bleak. They trust that the challenges they face are temporary, the obstacles they encounter are not permanent, and that the divine plan for their lives is unfolding perfectly. This hope acts as a compass, directing the faithful through uncertainty and sustaining them during periods of waiting. Elevation is inevitable for those who continue to hope. Even when circumstances suggest otherwise, faithful individuals also cultivate patience. Elevation is rarely instantaneous because it requires preparation and alignment. Impatience can lead to frustration, missteps, premature decisions that hinder progress. The faithful understand that waiting is part of the process and that divine timing ensures the most favorable outcomes. Patience allows them to remain grounded, focused, and disciplined, ensuring that when elevation occurs, it is sustainable and aligned with their purpose. Elevation is often accompanied by responsibility. The faithful are raised not just for personal gain, but to fulfill a greater mission. They are positioned to influence, inspire, and uplift others. True elevation demands integrity, wisdom, and a heart attuned to purpose. The faithful are equipped to handle the responsibilities of their new position, ensuring that their rise is not fleeting but impactful. Elevation becomes inevitable when it is combined with character, preparation, and a commitment to serve others. Faith also strengthens resilience. Life will always present challenges, but the faithful are equipped to endure. Resilience ensures that temporary setbacks, opposition, and criticism do not derail progress. Those who persist with unwavering faith continue to move forward, knowing that elevation is not just possible, it is certain. The faithful recognize that every challenge faced is a step toward their breakthrough. Every trial endured is a preparation for the next level. Moreover, elevation is inevitable because faith aligns action with opportunity. Faithful do not sit idly, they work diligently, make wise decisions, and seize opportunities that align with their purpose. Faith inspires action. Action positions the faithful to receive the rewards of their perseverance. Elevation comes to those who combine belief with effort, trust with discipline, patience with determination. The journey of the faithful is also a testimony to others. Elevation inspires hope, courage, and belief in those who witness it. When the faithful rise, they demonstrate the power of perseverance, integrity, and trust in divine timing. Their elevation is not just personal, it becomes a beacon, showing others that commitment to faith, purpose, and resilience leads to inevitable success. In conclusion, elevation is inevitable for the faithful because faith builds resilience, patience, hope. It sustains perseverance through trials, aligns action with opportunity, and positions the faithful for lasting success. Those who remain steadfast, who trust the process, who act with purpose will experience elevation that is meaningful, transformative, and aligned with their destiny. Stand firm in your faith. Remain committed in your purpose. Trust in the timing of your journey. Elevation is not a matter of if, but when. For the faithful, it is inevitable. Your rise is coming, and when it arrives, it will be perfect, powerful, and purposeful. Embrace your faith, endure the journey, and know with certainty that elevation is your divine inheritance.